Once upon a time, in a quiet village near the mountains, there lived a man named Ethan Miller. Ethan was a carpenter. He built houses, fixed roofs, and helped people with anything they needed. Everyone knew him as a kind and hard-working man. People trusted him. They believed he was good and honest, but Ethan carried a secret inside his heart, a secret so big that it could break many lives. Nobody in the village knew that Ethan was married to 2 women at the same time. His first wife was Maria Hart. Maria was gentle, patient, and warm like a spring morning. Ethan met her when they were both very young. They fell in love quickly and married soon after. They built a small, cozy home at the edge of the village. Maria loved Ethan deeply and trusted him with her whole heart. They had 2 children together, a boy named Jacob and a girl named Emma. To Maria, their family life felt perfect. Ethan was everything she had ever wished for, but Maria did not know the truth. A few years after marrying her, Ethan met another woman named Helen Brooks. Helen was strong, independent, and confident. She worked as a teacher at the village school, and the children loved her. Ethan met Helen when he was repairing the school roof. They talked, they laughed, and slowly, their friendship turned into love. Ethan knew it was wrong, but he told himself he could love 2 women. He told himself he could make both of them happy. So, without telling Helen that he already had a wife, he married her too. Helen lived on the other side of the village, in a bigger house near the river. She had no idea that Ethan already had a wife and 2 children. She believed she was his only wife. Later, she also became a mother. She had a baby boy named Noah. She often said that Noah looked just like Ethan. Ethan always smiled when she said that, but inside, his fear grew stronger each day. For many years, Ethan lived a double life. He spent weekdays with Maria and their children. He spent weekends with Helen and baby Noah. He was very careful. He created excuses, stories, and lies. He told Maria he had extra work on weekends. He told Helen he had long work days during the week. He believed he was clever. He believed he could control everything. But secrets do not sleep forever, and lies always walk back home. When the children grew older, they began to ask questions. Jacob and Emma wondered why their father disappeared every Friday. Little Noah asked Helen why his father never read him bedtime stories during the week. Helen sometimes felt something strange in her heart, but she pushed the feeling away. Maria also felt something was wrong, but she trusted Ethan too much to question him. Love can make people blind, and blind hearts often walk into pain. One sunny afternoon, everything began to change. Ethan told Maria he would travel for work for 3 days. Maria believed him, as she always did. But later that day, a friend told Maria that Helen Brooks, the school teacher, was hosting a small event for children. Maria had heard Helen's name before. She knew Ethan sometimes helped Helen repair things at the school. A sudden thought came into her mind. Maybe I should visit her. Maybe I can learn more about Ethan's work at the school. She did not plan anything. It just felt natural. She told her children she would return soon, and she walked toward Helen's house. When Maria arrived and knocked on the door, Helen opened it with a friendly smile. But the moment their eyes met, both women felt something strange, like a quiet storm in the air. Maria introduced herself politely. "Hello, I am Maria Hart. I am a friend of Ethan's wife, so I came to say hello." Helen looked confused, then smiled. "I am Helen Brooks. I am Ethan's wife. Is he with you?" Maria felt the world spin. Her breath stopped. "What did you say?" she whispered. "You are his wife?" Helen nodded proudly. "Yes, we have been married for years. We have a little boy named Noah. Why? Is something wrong?" Maria felt her heart break. She tried to speak, but pain closed her throat. Finally, she whispered, "I am his wife too. We have 2 children. I had no idea you existed." Helen stepped back in shock. "No, that cannot be true," she whispered. He told me he only had me. He promised he was faithful. Maria closed her eyes as tears fell. He lied to both of us. They stood there in painful silence. After a long moment, they sat and talked. They shared their stories, their memories, and their lives with Ethan. They discovered that Ethan had lived 2 lives for many years. He had children with both of them. He had lied to both of them. He had broken 2 families without shame. Their pain grew, but so did their strength. They decided they would not be victims anymore. They would stand together and face the man who had destroyed their lives. That evening, Ethan returned from his business trip. When he opened the door, he froze. Maria and Helen were sitting together, waiting for him. He saw the pain in their eyes. He understood everything in 1 second. His secrets had died. His lies were burning. Maria stood up first. "Ethan Miller," she said softly, "we know everything. We know about each other, and we know about the children." Helen held baby Noah in her arms. "How could you do this?" she asked. "How could you break 2 homes? How could you pretend to be a husband to both of us? And a father who disappears?" Ethan fell to his knees, crying. "I never wanted to hurt you. I loved both of you," he whispered. Maria shook her head. "That is not love. Love is honest. Love does not hide in the dark." Helen said, "You had years to tell the truth. You chose lies every time." Ethan begged for forgiveness, but it was too late. Maria and Helen made their decision. They would not leave quietly. They would not let him escape consequences. They would protect their children. They would protect each other, and they would make Ethan face what he had done. They told the whole village the truth. People were shocked, angry, and disappointed. Ethan lost everyone's respect. Maria and Helen spoke to a lawyer. They took control of the houses, the money, and the future of their children. They agreed to raise their children together as friends, not enemies. Ethan was left with almost nothing. He was forced to leave the village alone, carrying only his guilt. Maria and Helen stayed strong. Their children grew up with honesty and courage. They learned that the truth may hurt, but lies destroy. In the end, Ethan learned the hardest lesson of his life. Love cannot live in darkness. A heart full of lies will always lose everything. Real love needs truth, responsibility, and courage. Without these, love is only a shadow pretending to be light. If this story made you feel something, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to the Learn English Level 3 channel. Every story has a lesson, and together, we can learn a little more every day. Thank you for being here, and stay with me, because I will bring another simple but emotional story in the next video. I think you will like it. See you soon.